Hi there, it's Nikki here and welcome to another Draw With Me video. This time featuring my brand new iPad. I am so excited about this little baby. I was umming and ahhing about getting an iPad for so long. I don't know about you, but I'm one of those people who I will spend all my money on other people, but as soon as I think about spending it on myself, particularly if it's what I would consider a big purchase, which this was a big purchase for me, I will basically just talk myself out of buying things, even if I know that they'll like considerably improve my life. So yeah, took me a while, but I was fortunate enough to find myself in a position where I could get an iPad. So I ended up going for just a regular iPad. It's a 2020 model. I think it's the 8th gen, 10.2-inch screen, and I got a first gen Apple Pencil. The iPad itself is 128 gig, so it's not the absolute cheapest one that I could have got, but it's one of the cheapest. And I mean, basically what just put me off getting an iPad Pro was that it didn't seem like I really needed the processing power, and it's like, I mean, it costs as much as a laptop, and I thought, I'll just get the little babby one and see how I go with it. But yeah, I just really wanted to do a Draw With Me video. Even though I've only had this iPad a week, I thought it could be fun to do a Draw With Me video to show how I'm using the iPad like straight away, and then in the future it might be fun to look back and see how the way I use it to make drawings has changed, if that makes sense. So what I'm drawing here is a pretty simple kind of illustration. I've done some other sort of more involved illustrations I'm using Procreate, by the way, but yeah, for this video I just wanted to do something quite simple. For the entire drawing, I'm using the dry ink brush, which is a brush that you get just as standard in Procreate. There's something I've noticed about illustrators who use Procreate is they constantly get asked what brushes they use. And the first drawing that I put on Instagram that I'd made in Procreate, like one of the first comments was, "This is great, what brushes did you use?" And I was like, wow, that's just a thing with Procreate. Everyone wants to know what brushes you're using. So yeah, just a dry ink. I have been using the 6B pencil as well, and I'm sort of in two minds about whether I like it or not. I do think for lines it gives a nice effect, but I just don't know if it is my style enough. I kind of felt like when I was using it, I was doing some kind of like watercolory style illustrations, and they were just a bit, I don't know, they weren't really me. They were a little bit too kiddie, a bit too like children's book illustration for me, and that's not really my style. So something like this is a bit more me, I think. So straight off the bat, absolutely loving using this to draw with after a week. Colin keeps having to tell me to stop because I'm just constantly on it. So it's good because it means that I can just sit on the sofa and draw whilst he's watching the football or playing a video game or something, and I can make something that's a little bit more finished than if I'm just, drawing with a pencil or whatever in my sketchbook. And I don't know, it's just a bit more comfortable. Is comfortable the right word than using a sketchbook? I think I like the fact that I can undo things and I don't have to worry about getting eraser dust all over the sofa. It's just a bit cleaner, and you don't have to have like 1200 supplies around you because everything's just in one device. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and like I say, probably been using it a little bit too much, and it has been making my eyes go a bit square, so I've been trying to find a bit of a better balance. But I think probably once the novelty wears off, I won't be like constantly on it. But I mean, sort of on that note, I have noticed other artists who have been predominantly traditional artists and end up getting an iPad, and then suddenly everything they do is in Procreate, and they don't end up like using sketchbooks or doing anything traditional anymore. And like, I'm not knocking that at all, like it's whatever is best for you, obviously, or for the artist, but I don't want to end up just using the iPad for everything. I still want to do my sketchbook stuff, and I still want to do paintings, mostly because I know how much you guys love a sketchbook tour, and I want to keep being able to give you guys sketchbook tours. So again, it's all just about balance, I guess. Literally the only drawback I found from this iPad so far is that when I first got the iPad, my nails were quite long, and I found that gestures were almost impossible because my nails were just scratching the screen and it wasn't actually registering my touch. The other thing I found, and I don't know if this is because I've got like sort of the budget end iPad and obviously the first generation Apple Pencil, is that sometimes like the pressure goes a bit wonky. So I'll go to draw a line, and instead of it being like the tip line, so obviously you've got like the finer lines that you use the very tip of the pencil for, and then you can turn the pencil sort of on its side and you can shade, and it's a broader, softer stroke that you get. And I've been finding that sometimes if I'm switching between layers or tools or whatever, when I then go to put the pencil down to make a line, it's the sort of tilted line rather than the nib line, and I have to go and sort of do a couple of strokes. So if you ever see me just doing like a random line with the pencil, it's because basically I'm not getting the line I want. And I have a feeling that it's because I had sort of like cheaped out, so to speak, on the model of iPad and the Apple Pencil that I got. And it's not that big a deal, so it's not like, it's not enough of a big deal that I'm like, cursed. But it does break my flow sometimes, is what I'll say. I must say though, the transition from, because I had a Wacom Cintiq, or I still have it, but that was what I was using before for my digital illustrations, and I must say that the transition from that to this has been pretty easy. I did initially find myself with my left hand trying to press buttons on the side of the iPad, because that's where like the navigation buttons and stuff are on the Cintiq. But other than that, it was a pretty swift transition, and it did take me a little bit of time to find brushes that were similar to ones that I was using in Clip Studio Paint, which is a program that I used before this, and I kind of refuse to buy Clip Studio Paint again when I already have it on my computer, and I don't think I can use my license to use it on the iPad, so I'm like sort of taking umbrage with that, and that's why I'm using Procreate and not Clip Studio Paint, if you're wondering. But yeah, I think the dry ink brush is pretty similar to a opaque gouache brush that I was using in Clip Studio Paint, so I'm getting on with it pretty well. And in terms of like layers and stuff, they all work pretty much the same. Like you've got your multiply and etc. And you can go in and move the layers about, change the opacity of the layers and stuff. The only thing that I had to like figure out was like how to get the layer controls up on the screen, because obviously you don't have a keyboard, so I can't like press Alt or whatever, or do like Command or whatever. So I did have to Google how to like put a layer to multiply, because all of the shading layers that you'll see in this drawing are just one sort of purple colour that's on a multiplier layer with like a lower opacity. Just because I wanted a quick way of doing shading. There are better ways of doing it, honestly, but this is the nice quick way that I found, and I didn't want this video to be 500 years long, so I tried to do this the quickest that I could whilst keeping it nice. The other reason why I wanted to get an iPad, besides just the convenience of having it like to be able to draw like on the sofa with Colin and whatnot, was I was thinking about starting streaming on Twitch. I don't know how much anyone would want to see that, but I know that Cheyenne Barton streams on Twitch using an iPad, and she just connects it to her computer with the cable, the charge cable, and then runs it through OBS, and that's how she streams on Twitch. So I was thinking that at some point in the future that I might try, I don't know why I'm talking like this in this weird sing-song way, that at some point in the future I might try doing that. But honestly, it just depends on what my schedule looks like. I was lucky enough to have my first dose of Pfizer a couple of days ago on Friday, so I'm thinking that it's probably not going to be that long until my day job wants me to go back into the office, which is fair enough. But yeah, that's gonna... It's so weird. I was saying this to Colin the other day, that when the whole pandemic started, I really didn't feel like some people like, oh, now I have so much time, and I never really felt that. I never felt like I'd gained loads of time. I felt like I still had the same amount of not time that I had before. However, now I'm thinking about going back into the office and like sort of the implications of that. I'm now starting to think, oh my god, there's not going to be as much time. So I clearly gained time somewhere and just didn't notice. But yeah, if my schedule allows it, I definitely want to start streaming on Twitch, even if it's just like one night a week for a couple of hours. Because honestly, I watch a lot of Twitch streamers at the minute just for sort of background noise, because it's nice to have people talking. And the communities that people have on Twitch are so lovely, of just like people supporting each other and like turning up and working together. And yeah, I'm a bit like, oh, I want to be a part of that. I want to have like a community. So yeah, so hopefully I'll have time to stream on Twitch. I'll leave a link in the description to my Twitch channel, because I have actually made one already, and you can go and give us a follow over there, and then I guess you'll find out if I ever do. But I'll put it on social media and everything if I decide to do that, so keep an eye out. Also, I want to apologise that there's no May vlog. The reason for that is that throughout a lot of May, I was not in any kind of mood or position to be filming myself. I did want to start vlogging towards the end of May. After my last video, so my last paint with me video, I was like, oh, I've been depressed, but now I'm okay, I got over it. Oh, it's okay guys, I'm fine now. And then what happened was depression came and gave me a big old slap in the face. So I got kind of bad again, and I spent like pretty much the last week just feeling really, really tired and really sorry for myself, and my job got really, really busy again. So I then didn't end up vlogging at all. I think I recorded on like one day some footage, but that's probably never gonna see the light of day. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I am feeling a little bit better today, and the weather has turned amazingly sunny and warm, so hopefully that'll give me a bit of a vitamin D boost and it'll make me feel a bit better. So hopefully at the beginning of July there'll be a June vlog. But yeah, I just wanted to say sorry that there wasn't a May one, and hopefully another little paint with me video will tide you over until another video comes out. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say. I hope that you enjoyed watching this. I hope that you're staying safe. I hope that if the sun is out where you are, that you're putting sun cream on, because we don't need no skin cancers in our life. So make sure you're putting your sun cream on. Make sure you're reapplying it as well. Like, it doesn't last all day. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, wear your mask over your nose. If you can go and get vaccinated, please make sure you go and get vaccinated so that we can all get back to normal. Thanks again for watching. Thanked you about a bajillion times. Mash that like button, mash that subscribe button, follow me on Instagram, take a look at my Etsy shop, take a look at my Twitch channel, because hopefully we'll be streaming there shortly. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!